to see you again. My name is Ilfa Aini, and today in this video I will explain about simple machine. So what is simple machine? Simple machine is the device that changes the direction or magnitude of a force, and simple machine allows someone to do work faster and better. So in the other word, or in simple word, the simple machine is the things that or the tools that help us as a human to do the work better and faster with the low effort. So how many types of the simple machine? There are many types of simple machine. The first is lever, and then the second is inclined plane, and the third is pulley, and the other is wheel and axle, and the last is gear. So the first type of the simple machine is lever. We can make lever by balancing the board on the log. So if we push one side of the board, it will lift the load in the other side of the board. The downward force that we apply is the input force, and the upward force that the board exerts is the output force. And there is also something called power arm. It's the distance between input force and the fulcrum, and the last is load arm. It is the distance between the load or the output force with the fulcrum. There are three classes of lever. The first is first class lever. It has the order of this lever is the first load, and then in the middle is fulcrum, and then in the other side is effort. And then the second class of lever, the order of second class of lever is the first is fulcrum, and then in the middle is the load, and then the other side is effort. And then for the last class of lever, there is third class of lever. The order is the first is load, and then the effort is in the middle, and then the fulcrum is in the other end of the side. So the difference of these three classes is the order of the load, fulcrum, and effort. The lever there are many examples of the lever in the machine, like scissors, and then we have strapless, and then we have trolley. So the scissors is the example of the first class of lever, and then trolley is the example of the second class of lever, and then the strapless or scope that it is the example of the third class of lever. And then we have some part of our body that use the principle of lever. For the first class of lever, in our body we have head part. Our head is the load, and then the fulcrum is over here. It's between our neck and our head, and then the effort, or yes, the effort, it is our neck. So the neck lift the head. It's the example of the first class of lever. And then for the example of second class of lever in our body is our leg. It's the fulcrum is our toes, and then the load is our ankle, and then the effort is in our leg. So the leg, if we lift the leg, it will lift the ankle also, but the fulcrum or the toes it will not move. So for the third class of lever, it is in our arms and our hand. The fulcrum is in here in our elbow, and then effort is in our biceps, and then for the load is in our arms. If we want to calculate the force that we need to use to lift the load in lever, we can use the formula. The formula is full force times 2 power arms equals to work times 2 load arms. And for the mechanical advantage, it's power arms divided by load arms. The next type of simple machine is inclined plane. We also know it as a ramp. Ramp or inclined plane is a flat surface that tilted at an angle. It means that the one side of the inclined plane is higher than the other side. It used as an aid for raising or lowering a load. It means that if you use inclined plane to lift heavy load to the higher place, you need less effort, but it needs longer distance. If you want to calculate how much the work that we use for one time that we move the load, we can use the formula W or work equals to force times the distance, and the mechanical advantage is the distance divided by the height. There are some types of inclined plane. The first is wedge. Wedge is the inclined plane that have the thick at the one side and the thin at the other side. So the example of the wedge is knife. We use it to cut something, so it's have the same function with our teeth, and also our teeth has the shape of wedge, so it's the example of wedge. The other example of the wedge that we use often is zipper. Without the wedge, we cannot open or close the zipper. The second type of inclined plane is a screw. A screw can be thought as an inclined plane that wrapped around in a cylinder. So the example that the things that we use every day is the jam bottle and the light bulb. Jam bottle, if we want to open or close the bottle, we need to twist it around. And also for the bulb, if we want to plug it, we need to twist the bulb. So the third type of simple machine is a pulley. Pulley is a wheel that carries a flexible rope, cord, cable, chain, or belt on its rim. Pulleys are used singly or in combination to transmit energy and motion. There are three types of pulley. The first is single pulley, and the second is moving pulley, and the third is compound pulley. So the difference is that the work or the effort that we need to lift the load. If we use single pulley, the mechanical advantage is equal to 1. So it means that the force that we need to lift the load is equals to the work that we done. And then for the moving pulley, the formula is W equals to 2 times force. So it means the force that we need is just half of the work that we done. And for the compound pulley, the work that we done can calculate by the formula work equals to 2 times force times N. And here is the amount of the pulley. It means that the force that we need to do some work depends on the how many pulley that we use and in that compound pulley. And then for the mechanical advantage is all of them. We can calculate it using work divided by force. The example of the tools that use the principle of pulley is if you want to raising the flag or take some water from the well, and also the elevator. And then the fourth type of simple machine is wheel and axle. Wheel and axle is a machine that consisting of a wheel attached to a smaller axle so that the two parts rotate together, in which a force is transferred from one to another. In wheel and axle, if you want to magnify the force, we need to apply some effort to the wheel's rim, so the force is magnified at the axle, which moves a smaller distance. But if we want to multiply the distance, we need to put some effort to the axle, so the force applied by the wheel is reduced, but the wheel moves much further than the axle because it's bigger. The example of the machine or the tools that use the principle of wheel and axle is the first is car. We use often the car in our daily life, and the second is in our body. It is the shoulder. For the example, if a baseball player wants to throw the ball. The third example of the wheel and axle in the wheel and axle in combination lock. Once the correct number sequence has been selected and the holes in the dials are aligned, the compression spring forces the shackle bar outward into the unlocked position. The last types of simple machine is a gear. A gear is a wheel and axle that has teeth along the wheel. Often they are used in combination of one another and change the direction of the force. By using gears of different size, the shaft can be made to turn at different rates faster, so the gear ratio is the inverse of the ratio of the teeth in two gears. So we can calculate it using the formula turns of output gear divided by turns of input gears equals to number of teeth on input gear divided by number of teeth on output gear. There are many the tools that we use often in our daily life is using the principle of gear. The first is watch, and the second is our bicycle, and the third is the blender and wind turbines, and the last is we have the drones for the example of the gear. So that's all the explanation for simple machine. I hope that you can understand the simple machine by my explanation. Thank you so much for your attention, and if you have something to ask, you can write down the question in the comment below. So see you next time. Bye bye.